Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss which of Steve Akeley's 2 new books sounds better. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Kathy Cool, Joe Ferrara, Evan Eaters, and Tim Swyatt.
Hey gang, what's up?
Hello, everybody.
What's happening? Hey, so yes, in my spare time, I've been working on a couple books. One is done, and when I say done, it's first draft is done. It's got to go through an editing process, and then I've started on the other one. I've got first 3 chapters done, but we'll talk about what they are. That's not in the notes or anything like that. We'll talk about what they are after the break. That'll be news to the team here, and should be fun. But before we get to that, McNew said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, McNew?
I didn't. I thought Tim did.
Oh, Tim did. Tim, go ahead.
Geez, 3rd show in, we're already like this.
I think it's the 4th show.
We're 4.
4 show? 4 shows. 4
yeah,
shows.
we're already like this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, Joe, you hit me right on the head. You got it right. I was curious. I've got McNew knows this site called The Chive. They thought they asked an interesting question.
Oh, I love The Chive.
What is your best flirting technique?
Oh, God. I would have guessed.
McNew's laughing. Like this is...
I want to hear Steve's. When was the last time he flirted?
It's been years and years. If I would have to, if the warden says to me tomorrow I'm out, I mean, I would just have to accidentally drop my bank account and be like, I'm sorry. Did you see that? I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that's what I would do.
I thought Steve would take my pants off every time I walk in the house. What flirt do I need?
Yeah, that's not going to help me out. Looking at me is not going to help out. Maybe the bank account. Maybe it's impressive enough. I don't know. We'll have to see. It depends on what the warden is doing. Is she taking half of my money? I'm not sure. I guess. I won't mention that, of course, during the flirting times. I'd be like, yeah, this is all mine, of course.
I may be half later.
I oversell the goods, of course. Hell yeah. Why not? That's all I got.
Are you going to be mad if it's half? No.
So, yeah.
Well, let me give you some examples here to help this thing along here, because I know it's a very interesting topic. Like, what the hell is he talking about? This is where this is where I love the Chive, and I love the community here because they're just absolute sarcastic bastards. The first one is, personally, I like to play hard to get by staying at home and having no contact with anyone. I like that one. There's other ones here. Walking by someone at the gym thinking if they blink, they must want me. Or I like to mansplain simple things like how to open a wine bottle and make sure everyone hates me by the end of the night.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
These are spectacular. Or the one that, 60% of the time it works every time, right? So there you got your Anchorman stuff. And then, you got this one. I reveal my wings in a colorful display accompanied by a little dance. In other words, peacocking for those keeping track.
Peacocking.
Personally, I feel I play hard to want. I think that's every man on this thing except for Evan.
Oh. Okay.
Just the sarcasm and stuff like that was brought out in the world. There is still life out there, is really what I'm telling you. There are some pretty funny people that are out there with some of these oddball things.
Kathy's single, so the only single one.
I want to hear all the married people on the podcast.
I already told you mine.
Okay.
Yeah, Steve flashes the balloon.
I'm married almost 40 years, so I barely remember what flirting is. But I was a jeweler.
Okay.
In my early life. And
there it is.
Back then, women would come in and they'd buy like ankle chains, and I would always get on my knee and offer to put it on for them.
That's his move. That was his move.
The only person who never let me put it on was my wife. She took it out of my hand. She goes, "I can put it on myself," and that got my attention.
I got to tell you, back in the day, if Joe's a jeweler, there's a lot more things dropping than dollar bills in that store. There's a lot going on there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
McNew, I got the first text message, though. I asked Diana out on a date on her graphing calculator. That's how smooth I was. I sent the first text message before there was a text message.
Okay.
80085. Turn it upside down.
I was 8008135. Boobies. But we all know boodies are what we want. So.
Okay. Oh. So McNew, I don't know what.
I am married, and I like being married. I feel like, can you open this pasta jar for me? Is like the flirting when you're married. But I flirt with everyone because I'm an attention whore, right? Like I love people paying attention to me. So I flirt with everybody, men, women.
I heard the Labor Day show. I know.
Men, women.
We're paying
does
attention.
not matter. I flirt with everybody, and I just. Whatever, like, I feel like I read people very well. So I'm like, this person wants this. Like, if they want a damsel in distress, I'm like, can you do this for me, please? Or if they want, like, somebody, like, puts them in their place, I'm like, you should go do that right now. Like, I like to suck at people is kind of how I flirt with people.
Well, there you go.
And I still do it pretty regularly. I have no intention after, like,
sure.
Zero intentions afterwards. But I'm like, I just like entertaining people. Yeah.
Well, of course.
Oh my God, I bet you know who I am, don't you?
Oh my God.
Why don't you go pick this up over here?
No, that's not even it.
Do you want me to drain your boil on your back? I did it for Bo Cumberland.
I am going to vomit.
Oh my God. It was as bad as you think that it looks. It was worse, but nothing compares to the smell that began to take over. Oh my God.
You know, a lot of times I listen to this show while I'm having breakfast. So you might want to put a warning on this show.
Put a warning on this one. Yeah. Bo's boil. It rears its ugly head again. We've talked about it before. Yeah.
I can pack a wound. I can talk about blood, but pus and pimples.
Yep. So here's where we differ, KK, because I don't like open wounds. So I could never do extractions, but I fucking loved a fucking root canal. Can't do it. So I'm like, extractions, no. I don't want to see an open hole. I don't want to see a wound, but you know, I want to pop something. I want to see some weird shit come out. I was all about a root canal.
You haven't heard anything unless you're having dinner with two nurses who start telling you horror stories. I've heard stories about a guy who was missing an eye, who every time he sneezed, green pus came out of the socket. I've heard, I mean, it goes on. And they're hysterical. It's my wife and my friend's wife talking about this stuff. And I think it's the funniest thing. And he and I are like, yeah, I'm done eating.
Right.
I'm good.
Really morbid, but like my dad had a leg removed when he was still alive, but he had a whole leg removed at his knee, and he'd had home health care come in, and he'd get infections all the time. They'd like, oh, we got to drain this. I'd be like, can I watch? Because I like, they would let us be in there if we wanted to be. But I'm like, I just like Dr. Pimple Popper is my jam. I like shit.
Oh.
I want to.
Yeah, can't look at Kathy. She's enjoying that.
Kathy's completely turned around.
Oh, yeah.
She looks like cousin It.
Oh, it was just so thick and viscous, Kathy. As that would.
My wife loves showing me. Like, she'll be reading one of her journals or something. Oh, look at this picture. I'm like, why are you showing this to me?
Oh,
yeah, it's like this horrifying.
Virulence is disgusting.
Okay.
Blood and tissue, I get.
Sure.
This turned into like a flirting conversation to something very off.
It went a different.
We went way off track.
It was a surprise. It was a surprise.
I don't like it.
You know what? We can talk
like,
about
I'm done
popping
flirting.
pimples if we don't talk about me and flirting. So
No, we got to hear you. You want to hear
I don't know
that?
how. I don't know when people are flirting with me. I don't know how to flirt
Obviously,
with people.
no.
This
I
is
used
why
to
I'm
get in
single.
trouble for that because when we were first married, somebody would be flirting with me, and I would walk away, and my wife would be like, "Did you see she was flirting with you?" I go, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Don't lie to me. You know she was." I go, "I have no idea what you're talking about because I never paid attention to any of that."
No,
Right.
that's just a trap question.
No, I get that. Yeah.
No, I have no idea how to do it. I'm just friendly with everyone.
Okay, there you go. She flirts with everyone. Just sees what happens. Throws it out there.
Yeah.
No.
See what sticks.
Well, I don't know, Evan. How about you, man? You're a young guy. I know you're married. You're also
Yeah,
married.
I'm a married
Kid.
guy. I don't know. I don't know.
Where's his cut-off T-shirts? Just
Trying to be
strolls
nice.
around.
T-shirts.
I'm funny. There's nothing good about
funny?
me.
I'm a
trying to
funny
be
guy?
funny. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
That's all I
Funny
got.
is the
Controls
best.
his bodily functions in the morning. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk
Walks
about
out of the
pimples or pustules or boils.
No.
Oils
No,
doesn't.
I'm not
He very rarely talks
popping
about
any
oils.
oils
Oh,
or no.
it's just so thick.
None of that.
The goo that came out of there was just so thick.
Right. Yeah.
Tim, how about you? You asked the question.
Matthew's out.
Kathy, she's done. I kill everybody with kindness. I'm like McNew. You just got to be nice to everybody, and you can be accused of flirting all the time.
So what's the difference between being nice and flirting?
Right.
It's
There is
fine.
none. There's the secret.
Yeah, it's the secret. If you
I
know,
don't
you know.
know the secret.
You know.
I don't know the secret.
Yeah. So there you go.
So here's the secret. It's always just being nice. You're being nice to everybody. You make people feel good about themselves. But if you, for some reason, find that person attractive, you're probably flirting.
Okay.
That's when I can't look him in the eye. I'm like, oh my god, don't look at me.
No, you just grab him in the ass.
You hold it back enough that you can deny everything.
Just grab him. Yes.
Grab him on the ass.
Yeah, that's
I'm
perfect.
trying that.
How you doing?
How you doing?
All right. On that note, it is time to drink. I don't know what happened. It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with me. I've got Cedar Ridge ABV Barrel Shop pick. Here we go. This is the rye. Swide on the set. Oh,
Nice.
that was impressive. That was
Crisp.
impressive. Yeah, that was good. That's you guys want to still do this or just I
Are
win?
you guys all good? I think we got the.
I think we're good. I think we're good there. We're good. We're good. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Tim, see what you got.
All right, I'm going to go with one of our buddy Jade's expressions, Jade Peterson over there at Kentucky Artisan. This is Whiskey Row.
Okay. Whiskey
A
roll.
fresh cork pop here, by the way. Prepped.
Okay. That was good. Not good enough. Not good enough, though. I still have the lead. Evan. We'll put a big challenger out there. Evan, Mr. New Bottle.
Have
Fourth new
a
bottle of the night.
Yeah.
Jefferson's finished in Singapore, the Tropics aged
Oh,
in
the
humidity.
Oh, the humidity barrels.
The humidity barrel. Oh, the humidity should make it, be very heavy. All right, here we
Let's
go.
hope so.
Oh shit!
That was a good one.
Evan, can you hear me?
What?
Damn it.
Gotta speak
Evan
a little
takes the
louder
lead.
now.
Evan takes
That
the
was a
lead.
good one.
I feel like he cheated again. I don't know.
Well,
And the sound doesn't match up. I might have to post these videos of Evan. We might put together the evidence. I've done some investigative journalism recently, and that's maybe my latest
I used to
investigation.
post the goddamn Labor Day.
The
I can
Labor Day.
start recording these in
Evan.
person.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Go ahead. All right, McNew, what do you got?
So I was going to go with something with a cork, but now I don't want to play, so I'm just going to do a Williams Black Label with a screw top.
Okay. All right, Kathy.
I'm once again going to open up Kentucky Owl.
Ooh.
Squeak
know what
and
that
desk
sounded
kit.
like.
Squeak and desk
Nice.
kit. Yeah. All right, Joe.
Four Roses Small Batch Select.
Okay. Tim, you already went, right? I think you did, right?
I think I got it already. Yeah, I think I got it.
All right. There you go. Evan wins. Evan wins. Cheers, gang.
We're going to look at the evidence.
Cheers.
The evidence. Yes.
Evidence.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about a couple new books I got in the works. Hopefully they'll both be out this year. One will be out for sure. I don't know about the other one. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. We're also sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop focuses exclusively on barrel picks. It's the job of owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot to seek out distilleries that are making the best whiskey in the world, taste through their barrels, and select the ones that are off-profile in the best way possible. They have high standards and refuse to allow anything into their store other than something they would be proud to have their name on. This leads to some really awkward conversations with distilleries that can't make it, but they do it for you, their customers. Learn more about what is going on at their St. Louis-based store by heading over to abvbarrelshop.com. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com.
This is Lenny Eckstein, and to set the record straight, I am a vegan, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about Steve Akeley's new books.
Yes, we are. So I've got two books. One is, like I said, the first draft is done. It will definitely be published this year. The other one, if I can keep it together, I've been going good right now. If I can keep the energy going, it will also be out this year, but that may be pushed into next year. And if it gets pushed into next year, don't look for it in January. Nobody's buying anything in January. Then you just go ahead and you wait till the next holiday season. So it'll either be out the holiday season this year or the holiday season next year. So the first one is a book on Key West. So it's a Key West history. It is a Key West adventure book, places to go. It's a little bit of everything. It's not the end-all be-all of anything. So that's kind of key to note that if you're looking for the ultimate Key West travel guide, it's not that. It's just some I think some great places to go. It's got Key West history. It's got people of Key West. It's how Key West fits into popular culture, all that kind of stuff. And then it has classic Key West cocktails interspersed throughout there as well. So that's book number one. And that one, that's the one that's written, and it's being edited, and that one will be ready to go in fairly short order. I have to get a cover made and all that kind of stuff. They're not there yet, but we're close. And then the other one that I decided to get working on right away, because I was really excited about this other book coming out, because I didn't have a book come out last year. So I was like, oh man, maybe I can get two out this year. So I'm working on a moonshine book, and it's about the history of moonshine in this country and the rise of moonshine, some of the most famous moonshiners, that type of thing. And again, I get into moonshine and popular culture, moonshine today, what is that versus, moonshine traditionally, all that kind of stuff. So a book about moonshine. What do you guys think about these books? Is there
moonshine being such a vast history and it's so in depth, How did you choose what to focus on and what to leave out?
So, I mean, what I'm focusing on, so I kind of take whiskey in the country. I start out with whiskey in the U.S. and when you're talking about whiskey in the U.S., it was made by farmers, but it wasn't moonshine because there's nothing illegal at that time. So my point is that moonshine starts out, what we would call moonshine, starts out with the Whiskey Rebellion. That starts out true moonshining, because now people are incented to make whiskey off the grid, in the woods, away from the watchful eye of the government, because they're trying to make whiskey without paying tax on it. So that's the start of moonshine, and it begins to blossom then. And then, of course, it really takes off during Prohibition. And you've got a lot of different factors. I talk about these. You've got different factors and facets of Prohibition. You've got, gangsters, that's thing. You've got other countries where whiskey's coming in from. You've got rum runners. You've got bathtub gin, people making that type of stuff. And then you have the moonshiners. And that begins to become more prolific. It's not something that's kind of contained to the South. And people begin, moonshine culture begins to pick up. And a lot of the moonshiners that we know when we think of would come from that era. And I'm going to get in, and I'm not so far into it where I've already got this all written. I'm researching now what people to put in. The Neelys are going to be in there, so it'll be the Neelys, as we know. But there'll be a lot of other famous moonshiners in there. And some, when I say famous, I don't know necessarily that this group knows them, because I don't know that we're super well versed on moonshine. But this is going to get into some of the people that historically, that hopefully I can bring some of them to the forefront. I think if I had to have this group name a moonshiner, they'd probably go the Neelys, or they would go Popcorn Sutton. That's the extent of people's moonshiner. Pappy G, or there's people like that. But
R.I.P. Jim Tom.
Yeah,
Jim Tom just passed.
Yeah, I saw that. So I'll get into some of the modern people like that a little bit, but for the most part, it's going to focus on those. On the Prohibition era, when people started running some pretty big moonshine operations that extended beyond just servicing their local community, which again, kind of moonshine up to that point was really about, there's part of the local community, and unless someone happens to have a disagreement with them and it's going to turn them into the feds, more than likely they weren't getting caught. But as you begin to expand operations and be like, I could service a whole city or a market or beyond just our small community, that's when, things begin to get interesting.
That's when the wars start.
Yeah. So that's kind of the focus of the moonshine book. So again,
I like both of these, Steve, but if 2023, right, we're in September, yes. I think you have to go Key West, because that's a great stocking stuffer, a great Christmas gift.
Yep.
Everybody Key West in January. A lot of people are going. I think that's a fun book to take with us. I think Key West should be your first release.
Yeah.
It's coinciding kind of, with a really big event in Key West, which is the passing of Jimmy Buffett.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's true too.
Well, is the Key West book revolved around bourbon, or is it just Key West in general?
It's just Key West. There's no bourbon in there at all, actually.
Just the cocktails.
So it's just
it
has cocktails, but they're all
Adventures in Kentucky book.
No,
where
it's not
you
like
get
that at
points for going places?
No, nothing like that. No, it's more historical. It talks about people of Key West, notable people. I mean, basically anything you'd kind of want to know about Key West. Again, not necessarily super in depth about any of it. It's not like going to be the ultimate Key West history book. It's not going to be the ultimate Key West travel book. It's not the ultimate Key West cocktail book. But it's a little bit of all of that.
Okay.
100 pages too, by the way. So you're not like huge
pictures. Everything too. Wow.
There's not really any pictures in there. I mean, there's some graphics.
Well, did you interview the Crown Royal guy?
No, I wouldn't know how to get a hold of that guy. I guess I just go down to the beach and wait for him to show up.
Just go down to the beach and you see the guy with a bag on his nuts, and his junk with the Crown Royal.
Let me tell you something. I talked to that guy briefly when I interacted with him, and I could just write the interview because he couldn't put together a coherent sentence. So he gets blazed out of his gourd and hangs out with a bunch of college kids who take pictures of him, and he asks them for money, and he's wearing a Crown Royal.
He wears nothing but a Crown Royal.
A Crown Royal bag. That's it. That's it. It was junk. Yeah.
He probably has sun.
Got a great tan though.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, on the back it looks like he's wearing nothing because it's only contained to that small Crown Royal bag on the front. Yeah.
The man found a loophole. He can be naked.
Sorry.
He's got a loophole. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
It's better than a tube sock.
Maybe I need to put him in one of the most famous Key West residents. He's not in there right now, but I could add him. So Crown Royal guy, get your photo taken at the beach with him. So
he would really just be fun to have on a podcast, though. Like if we just like walked up, recorded on our phones, and been like, "Hey, we're from the Bourbon Daily, or we're from the ABV Network."
Sure, he'd do an interview with us.
Do you want to talk to me today? Like
maybe I can get him on to do a bumper for us. So yeah. It can't be any worse than some of the other ones we've got.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. There's some coming up soon that now.
Jaguar.
Here's the problem of things that I don't remember that come out recorded. I'm like, oh, apparently I was there for that.
Yeah. So there you go. Got a couple new books in the works. I'm excited about it. We'll see what happens.
I'm excited too, Steve.
Yeah. Well, so there you go.
Excited about that Moonshine book specifically. The history.
Moonshine
I love
book.
the history.
Yes.
Tracking back of how we got to where we're at, and giving some folks the founding groups, especially those folks during the Whiskey Rebellion when the only time.
Absolutely, include the women though. There were some women,
of course,
swept under the rug that I like. Yep. At least 2 of them you need to include for sure. I'll tell you.
Well, okay, yes. Make sure. Was it the one that the lady who blew herself up? That woman?
Yes. Her.
Yeah, she needs to be in there. Yeah.
You should write your own book about women in moonshine.
There you go.
A book about spooky cocktails right now, and that's taking goddamn time of my time. But working on
McNew's an author. She knows.
I'm working on it. God, the fucking time it takes.
I love books, though. Books are awesome because you do all the work up front, and then it's just sitting back and.
I know. Look, Tim has my first book, and So here's the thing: I wanted my second one out by September 1st. Didn't happen. Looking at October 1st, and now I'm like really crunch timing right now. So
you're still good. It needs to be out in October, though. That's for sure.
100%.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. We're going to start with Evan.
You can find me on Facebook at Evan Needers.
Kathy.
Look me up on Instagram, KK Cask Strength.
Tim.
You can find me really excited on the scoop that we just heard today about 2 books from Akeley and a new one from McNew. Yeah. And my excitement when I finally get them on Instagram at SwyGuy2112.
All right, Joe.
I'm on Instagram at bourbon_aficionado.
McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, that thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, ABV Barrel Shop. We are the place to be. We are that place where you can try before you buy. Evan Needer's often hanging out at the bar. Kathy often hanging out at the bar. So come by and see them and say hello to me and the gang, and it would be fun to have you in the shop. So check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
So long.
See you, everyone.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some of the great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro is owned and operated by Russell Creed, who makes stills for the hobby distiller. He offers a one-stop shop for everything the at-home distiller needs. Whether it's a small, experimental stovetop still or something bigger you run outside, he has the still or parts you would have difficulty fabricating yourself if you were trying to build a DIY still project. Additionally, he has resources to assist in creating unique distilled spirits, including heirloom grains, barrels for aging, and recipes. Check out Russell's company online at moonshinestillpro.com. Finally, I have a question for you. Have you ever boxed a bear? Of course not. That'd be silly. Bears really don't follow the rules, so shots in the back of the head, punches to the nuts, and scrums after the bell would be the norm. A better idea would be to enjoy Boxing Bear Whiskey, a brand crafted by Nobleton's Distilling House in Union, Missouri, and sold exclusively at the ABV Barrel Shop in suburban St. Louis. This is a popular offering that sells out quickly, but when you're in town, stop by the ABV Barrel Shop and see if they have it in stock. Better yet, sign up for their email and text distribution over at abvbarrelshop.com and you'll know exactly when it is in stock. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.